Hey, what's up, everybody? Josh. R-rated show. Just watching this latest 30-second clip that Lucasfilm Disney dropped. Oof. Oof. I don't know, man. It's looking pretty dumb to me. Um, yeah, it's such a fucking shit show. I guess it's basically what this is, just a video to talk about the rise of Skywalker. There's been some chatter going on, news coming out, um, clips, things of that nature, and this is just an off the cuff sort of thing, just to kind of let you guys have my opinion, my take on it, I guess. But it's just a mess. I don't know. I don't know. Where do I even begin? Well, basically, I'm a hardcore Star Wars fan, as I probably have told you in previous videos. I was born in '77, so I grew up with Star Wars, and it was an integral part of my life in a very, very meaningful way, because I related to it a lot growing up as a child. And a lot of the themes and the sort of mysticism and practical things that were infused in Star Wars are really important to me in that original trilogy. And I watched it with deep, deep affection for many, many years. I still do love the original trilogy. Then we had the prequels, and they were what they were. And now we have the Disney sequel trilogy, which has been just a total disaster. I've gone on the record saying that I hated The Force Awakens. I was so excited when that movie was announced and saw the trailer and the Chewie we're home moment, that blew everybody's mind. And it looked like J.J. Abrams and Disney and Lucasfilm were going to do us right, because we've been a little bit scorned over the prequels, and George Lucas had sort of lost his way, overcomplicating things and just going way overboard with those movies. Now, they do have their moments, and I will say The Phantom Menace has grown on me, and Revenge of the Sith ain't that bad of a movie. Attack of the Clones, we won't get into that. But, we all had a bad taste in our mouth. We thought this was like a third coming, a chance at redemption. And they were, how could they mess this up? Because they know, the pitfalls already. Because they had, already kind of been laid out for us with the prequels. And, yeah, we thought they were going to be handling the franchise with care and giving the fans what they wanted, right? And the minute I saw The Force Awakens in the theater, I said they fucked this shit up. I mean, it was horrible. I hated it. I mean, it's a horrible Star Wars movie. It's just a generic sort of, science fiction movie in my mind. Essentially, it was a bait and switch. They rebooted it. They rebooted Star Wars, right? And I'm so tongue tied about this because it hurts to talk about it. It's just so baffling to me. What they did is they essentially remade the New Hope. Gave us a new Death Star, which was, it's just rehashing ideas that had already been done perfectly in the original trilogy. Then they had a chance to start from scratch, and I thought that they were going to be giving us Han, Luke, and Leia again on the big screen and handing the baton off to the new characters. But it was like the old characters that they had in this was essentially, Han and Leia, Chewie, a little bit of 3PO, and a smidge of R2D2. But they were just all backseat all the way and disrespected hardcore. And we got, one shot of Luke at the end. Han Solo killed off in a really lame way. Never got to see Han, Luke, and Leia together on the big screen. The chemistry is not there. New characters boring. The rehashing of A New Hope, beat for beat. It's a slick, glossy reboot of A New Hope with shitty characters and disrespecting the original cast, if you will. And I just hated it. I couldn't put my finger on it. And when I got out of the movie, the first thing when the lights came on in the theater, I turned to my friends. There was like 5 of them with me. I looked down the row, and I was like, that fucking sucked. And they just laughed. And I got home, hopped on Facebook. I just said, man, it fucking sucked. I hated it. And people got pissed at me, right? And a lot of people were really on board with Force Awakens. I mean, it got, YouTubers out there. This is before I was even a YouTuber, but I wasn't even podcasting yet. But, everybody was like praising this movie as bringing Star Wars back, and they were just stuck in the hype. Or maybe they just really wanted it to be good, bad. And then I began to notice over the course of the week, I just kept checking YouTube, and then one by one, YouTube videos started coming out. Why The Force Awakens sucks, or the problem with The Force Awakens, or, just really on the nose, just feeling like this stinks. It's shit. It sucks. We've been bamboozled. And I was like, yes, thank you. I felt vindicated because a lot of people were upset with me saying that The Force Awakens wasn't good. And I just don't like that movie. I have no desire to watch that movie, which is sad. Then I was like, well, okay, look, it was a big hurdle for Lucasfilm and J.J. Abrams to get this franchise off the ground. I mean, I was really doing some mental gymnastics to try to give them the benefit of the doubt, to think, to say, hey, they had a tough job and they had to get a script together. And Star Wars is hard because it's very limited, and the fans know what they like and know what they don't like, and they were trying to appease a lot of different groups of people. And all I knew is I just didn't really like Rey yet. I was like, maybe these characters will be fleshed out in the next movie, and my hope for the franchise began to swell as we rounded the corner into the second movie, The Rise of Skywalker. I liked the promo art with all the flashy red, and that first teaser poster they dropped of Rey looked really cool. And it seemed like my biggest gripe about Force Awakens is that it was very derivative, and it was not very original. It was just very glossy reboot. And I was like, that's my main gripe, is why I hate that movie. And so I was like, well, it looks like they got this director, Rian Johnson's going to do something really interesting. He's going to do his own thing here and expand the universe. We're going to get more. This is going to be Luke's movie. We're really going to find out what happened with Luke, why he's on the island, and we're going to have some awesome ass-whooping scenes with Luke Skywalker, and he's going to train Rey and all this great stuff, and, all this speculation, excitement, and everything. And then we went and saw the movie. And, I don't need to go into detail. You've all seen the videos on YouTube. Everybody, the Phantom Menace was created out of this movie. The hatred for The Last Jedi is palpable. It's visceral. I mean, people fucking hate that movie. It destroyed the franchise. I mean, for the hardcore fans, the real Star Wars fans out there, I mean, I would say a good majority of them. Okay, now you can disagree, and that's fine. I'm not gonna get angry with you if you've loved it. Or if you're just okay with it. But you can't deny that there's a big demographic of the original Star Wars fans. People like me, dudes who grew up in the 70s and 80s, that, this was an integral part of their life and changed them in a very significant way. And it's imprinted in our DNA, okay? That we are really upset with how Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy's feminism politics, and Rian Johnson's blatant disregard for fans, and how he approached this movie, and all the backlash that the fandoms have gotten essentially regarding Star Wars and The Last Jedi and Lucasfilm, and them just essentially getting on there. I mean, getting out there with YouTube and any media that essentially can get out there and voice their opinion and say, hey, we don't like this. This is not Star Wars. This is not what it's supposed to be. We have a voice. We have a say here, listen to us, but at that point, 2 out of 3, it's already just in the garbage can. It doesn't matter what you do with that sequel trilogy. It's over. It's done. I mean, even if The Rise of Skywalker was amazing, 2 out of 3 of the movies in the sequel trilogy suck. And therefore, it doesn't hang together as one successful piece. It's just... I think this movie, honestly, The Rise of Skywalker, is going to be terrible. I think they're desperate. I think it's got the stink of desperation on it. It's just the characters aren't cool. We don't want to see any more of the original Star Wars legacy ruined. Specifically Leia or C-3PO, who looks like he's going to, be killed off, or something horrible is going to happen to him. Chewie's probably going to die. The Falcon is going to be blown up or destroyed. They're bringing Lando out, and they're gonna ruin him, I'm sure. And most of all, they're bringing out Palpatine and the Emperor, okay, and Darth Sidious, and they're gonna ruin. They're gonna ruin the Skywalker. That whole story of Luke and Darth Vader and Palpatine, everything was wrapped up perfectly in Return of the Jedi, and now they're gonna undo it and change everything, and we know it's gonna be awful. And I got my tickets. I'm going to see it with my girlfriend and my mom. We're gonna go check it out, and we have to. I feel I have to see it. I have to know. And I have to know what are they gonna do? It's like a train wreck. At this point, I want them to make the most horrible movie that they could possibly make. I want it to be just a total fucking train wreck. It's like, if you're gonna do it, go all the way in, and just end it. You know what I mean? Like, it would just be fitting for this to be the worst Star Wars movie of all time, I think. And just have it be a spectacle so we have something to report on, and we can talk about how terrible Star Wars is. Let it die, What's that from Star Wars, The Last Jedi, Let the past die. Kill it if you have. Kill this fucking shit. Kill this franchise. Make an awful fucking movie. And let us pick it apart and shit all over it for 2 years. And let us have Mandalorian. Mandalorian, by the way, is fantastic. Highly recommend that. That's what Star Wars should be. Favreau, Filoni are doing a great job. That feels like Star Wars. It's fun. This is just a dreary, boring, glossy, overcomplicated mess. This sequel trilogy has been awful, disrespectful Star Wars garbage. It's worse than the prequels. I can honestly say that. I mean, I can watch the Phantom Menace, and I can watch Revenge of the Sith with fondness. What I'd like to do is actually find like a good fan edit of all three movies together and just watch like a fun 3-hour prequels movie with all the garbage taken out. You know what I mean? And there's plenty of redeeming stuff in that George Lucas sequel or prequel trilogy. But talking about The Rise of Skywalker here, there's been a lot of news going on lately. Apparently a script was left behind in a hotel room. One of the cast members accidentally left it behind in a hotel room. Hotel staff presumably found it and put it up on eBay. And apparently Lucasfilm or Disney was able to snatch it up before anybody else got their hands on it. Reportedly, I just saw on Twitter that it was John Boyega's script. And I have no way of confirming if this is true. It could be just a rumor, but that's what is being reported. It looked like a reputable news source. Just look on Twitter and see the article for yourself. But if that's true, if it was Boyega's script, what does that say about Boyega? What's his opinion on Star Wars at this point? I'm getting the feeling from Daisy Ridley and John Boyega that they're just fucking over this shit. It didn't end up being the success that they hoped. They're tired of dealing with pissed off fans. And I think that they genuinely, from the little snippets I've seen where their honest opinion slips out, where they, maybe it's not like a panel at Celebration where Kathleen Kennedy's sitting 2 seats away, giving them the stink eye, just waiting to hit the mute button. But, maybe there's like a little crack in the facade and something will slip out. And, you can tell that The Last Jedi, they don't really like that movie. They don't like specific elements of it. And I guarantee you, when it's all said and done and Rey and Finn and Poe, all the stories are wrapped up, and those actors are out of it and their contracts are done and they can move on to other film projects. And just want to say, for the record, I wish them all the success in the world, because I'm sure they're talented and they've done other things and done great things. And, I just feel bad for them, honestly, that Star Wars ended up being a shit project for them. And I'm sure they were so excited. I mean, I remember seeing them on the red carpet, and then when Star Wars was doing the red carpet events for Force Awakens, and they were going out there and they were new and everything was fresh and everybody was really excited and the energy was there. I mean, they were on cloud nine, and I was so envious. I was like, wow, it must be so amazing. What an amazing experience to be brought into Star Wars and to be part of that family. And it just crashed and burned because of their political agenda and lazy writing and it's just, I feel so bad for them. It really is a shame. And I think that they're tired of it. I think they're exhausted. And I think they have honest opinions that they want to put out into the world and say, hey, this is how I really feel about how Disney took Star Wars in this direction and my character. And I think they'll probably, it won't be anything too drastic, but I think their honesty is going to come out. I think, Mark Hamill probably had more of an ability to speak freely about his opinions about the whole thing. Because, I mean, there's so many sound bites of him out there in the world just talking shit on Disney and Lucasfilm and Rian Johnson and that whole fiasco. And the way, excuse me, and the way that they completely destroyed his fucking legacy. I mean, not completely. Luke will always be Luke, and Luke Skywalker is an amazing character. We all love Mark Hamill. It's no doubt about it. But it's tarnished. What Disney Lucasfilm did to Luke Skywalker is a fucking sin. And I feel so bad for Mark Hamill because he's such a great guy and so giving. And it's been a custodian of Star Wars for all these years. And even when it was not really popular anymore. And, they just shit all over him and treated him badly. You could just see how it wasn't a pleasurable experience for him. Saying things like, doesn't matter if it's good, it only matters if it makes money. I fundamentally disagree with the way that he handled the character of Luke Skywalker, or the character is not Luke Skywalker, it's Jake Skywalker or something. I mean, he's literally out there on doing press conferences with Rian Johnson sitting next to him, and he's like just going, oh, this is excruciating to watch my legacy character be tarnished. The one thing that I've had, that the shining star of my career, and they just fucking pissed all over it for politics. It's sad. So essentially, getting to my point here, there was some other piece of news coming out today. J.J. Abrams talking about what is he talking about? Basically just he's acknowledging the fandom menace, and saying like, extending the olive branch to the huge swaths of fans out there, who hate the sequel trilogy, and he's saying, come on, let's try to find some common ground here. Let's try to put our best foot forward going into this movie. Maybe you'll like it, open your mind up to finding the good things in it, which I think is a good stance to take. I'm sure this is strategic. I'm sure Disney, Lucasfilm talked about this with JJ. They're trying their best to appease that large demographic of Star Wars fans who are just like, fuck Disney Star Wars. And they know that we're out here. The Phantom Menace is a real tangible thing, and those real dollars, okay, they got their ass whooped when it comes to the money, because Solo bombed so hard, and Disney Star Wars movies, the sequel trilogy, it has a stink on it, and people are just like, no, they're rejecting it, okay? And they're counting on this movie to make some money. They need this movie to do well. They have to end on a high note so they can continue having the goose that lays the golden eggs, okay? And so he's out there doing some damage control, sending out, a beacon to us Phantom Menace people who don't like the Disney Star Wars stuff, that, maybe we can find a common ground and become, Star Wars fans all together again, which we want that. Believe me, everybody wants that. We want to look, Mandalorian and Baby Yoda is doing amazing things. It's totally relit. I really thought there was a chance that I was going to start hating Star Wars for good, because, I'll always love the original trilogy and everything, but goddamn, like, you just say the word Star Wars to me now, I just roll my fucking eyes. I'm like, I don't even want to talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, it hurts. It's painful, and it's corny, and it's not cool anymore. How in the hell did you make Star Wars uncool, Disney, Lucasfilm, J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson? I'm looking at you. Like, what? How could the fuck could you mess this up? What the hell? Unbelievable that you made Star Wars uncool. Now, They did something smart. They got Favreau, Filoni to do Mandalorian. That show, I mean, when something's good and it's cool, it's obvious. You know what I mean? And everybody loves, I mean, Baby Yoda slipped right into the zeitgeist. I mean, he's a star. Everybody loves that little guy. I mean, he's like, he does what the Porgs couldn't do, you know? I mean, everybody wants him. He's like the new Gizmo, you know what I mean? From Gremlins. So everybody loves Baby Yoda. He's all the talk right now. I mean, gifts going, they're rushing all this merchandise to the stores for Christmas time, and people gotta have the Baby Yoda. And the Mandalorian's cool, and it's well done. It's just well produced. The score is awesome. The directors are all doing a great job. And it's not about politics. There's no agenda. It's just a cool spaghetti western, and it's simple. It's simplistic, and it's affordable to get a hold of it on streaming. You know, Disney Plus or whatever. I'm reviewing it. I'm enjoying it. 3 out of 8 episodes so far. Amazing. Really great stuff. I mean, it's doable. And that's the thing. They say it's about fatigue and that they put out too much too quick. Blah, blah. No, you didn't. The problem, well, I think maybe a little too much too fast. But I wouldn't hate it if it was good, right? The problem is that the movies suck. Rogue One was maybe passable, but I don't care about that movie either, and it's the least offensive one in terms of my love of Star Wars, but I don't have any desire to really watch it except for the parts with Vader in it, you know? It was kind of cool, but I just don't remember any of the characters, and it was a pointless story. The point is that they can make good Star Wars. The Mandalorian proves it. The problem is that they had the wrong people in charge, and they totally fouled it up. So basically, this is just a little recap talking about Rise of Skywalker with some news that's been dropping lately. What do you think of the Rise of Skywalker? Are you excited for it? I got my tickets already. They're right over there. I'm excited to go with my family and see what they do with it. And JJ just going for broke. Apparently, they've been out there screening endings for people to see. You know, this is a lot of rumors and stuff, but, you know, look at the big Star Wars YouTubers, Comic Arts Pro Secrets, Doomcock, Geeks and Gamers, the big Fandom Menace, that Star Wars girl, the big Fandom Menace, world-class bullshitters too. The big Fandom Menace YouTubers are out there talking about all these rumors going on. That, you know, things are coming out from Lucasfilm that they've been screening endings and people have been walking out, like, or just really just in general displeased with the way that they're utilizing the Emperor and things that are happening. I don't know, whatever. It's just a shit show. They're desperately trying to make a good movie to end this on so that they can continue. They have to get an ace in the hole, because if it sucks so bad, it'll do irreparable damage to the franchise, and it'll hurt their ability to make money off the franchise, significant money with the movies. And that's not what any of us want. I think at the end, if they're lucky, hardcore Star Wars fans will be able to walk out there and be like, well, okay, whatever. You know, but I think more than likely what's going to happen is, you know, they're strangling it. They're going to strangle the shit out of it, and it's going to suck. I don't think they can win. It's an unwinnable situation. But just like, you know, when you're on the highway and there's a crash, you got to drive by it and see. You know, you got to slow down and see. Well, I'm slowing down to see. I got my tickets, going to go see it. I'll definitely be reviewing it as soon as possible. And I'll be doing more Star Wars / The Rise of Skywalker content, of course. And so, yeah, I was just going to say, let me know what you think about Star Wars right now, the state of the movie. Are you going to go see it? Are you hopeful for it? Are you a member of the Phantom Menace? Or are you loving the sequel stuff? If you love the sequel stuff, you're definitely welcome here. And you're definitely welcome to voice your opinion in the comments below, as long as it's respectful. And, you know, there's no point in fighting over Star Wars. You either like it or you don't. You know, you like what you like. And we can all get along and respect each other, you know, whether you're a fan or you're a Fandom Menace, okay? So basically, I just want to say thanks for listening. Trying to get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year, so please click the subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Check us out on Twitter. It's at R-Rated Horror, and Facebook, facebook.com/R-Rated Horror. That's where I do all my links to the videos and do announcements and all that good stuff, and just general chatter about stuff regarding horror and movies and Star Wars and all that good stuff. So follow me there, and that's it, guys. So happy Thanksgiving, and as always, stay awesome, stay R-rated. Cheers. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We've got a lot of great content coming for you this year. We've got reviews for movies, comics, and more. And of course, we will always have fan commentaries for the movies you love. Lots of talk about horror and just mainstream pop culture in general. And probably some Star Wars stuff leading up to Rise of Skywalker. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. And yeah, become a fan of the channel. Let's hear what you want to see. Leave a comment below, and just let me know what you think. Alright guys, talk to you later.